This is TWiT.
Under Rolling Your Own Crypto, our longtime listeners will recall, because this has been a ways now, how skeptical I've always been of Telegram. The reason is that right off the bat, I looked carefully at their cryptography. And the only term that comes to mind to accurately describe it would be the word mess. Telegram's crypto is a God-forsaken mess. I've never used it, and I never would. The fact that Telegram's crypto designers offered a large reward for anyone who could find a flaw in their homegrown mess says nothing about the quality of that mess. It only further demonstrates their misplaced confidence in the way they believe they've reversibly scrambled their users' their users' plain text. My favorite example of the fundamental misunderstanding of security was literally on stage in the well-meaning form of Microsoft's Steve Ballmer when he was prancing around during the launch of Windows XP, declaring it to be the most secure Windows ever. The trouble is, since something is secure only until it's not, and since it's not possible to prove a negative, it's not possible to make any factual statement about a product's security out of the gate. Something's security can only be demonstrated and proven over time. If something stands the test of time and many attempts at its attack, only then can we begin to trust and believe in its security. Something's history is what matters. And a well-matured history is what we have with today's standard and standardized cryptographic security protocols. We know they are as safe as they've been proven to be. And this is exactly why homegrown cryptography is by definition the dumbest thing anyone can do. Sure, if they had no alternative, if there was no other choice, if, secure solutions didn't exist, then yeah, roll your own, hold your breath, and hope for the best, because no other choice is available. But when Telegram was being designed, the world already had time-tested, hacker, and academically proven secure cryptographic protocol solutions. This was a solved problem as much as it could be. We already had publicly and freely available ways to build proven, bulletproof communication systems. This is why Telegram, when they rolled their own, and I looked at it closely, it just didn't make any sense to me. And now those chickens, as they say, have come home to roost. An international team of computer scientists, cryptographers from ETH Zurich in Switzerland and the Royal Holloway College at the University of London were released from their disclosure embargo last Friday to reveal that they had uncovered 4 cryptographic vulnerabilities in Telegram which could affect Telegram's 500 million users. That's right, 500 million users of Telegram. Hey, Telegram looks great. What could possibly be wrong with it? Their full report will be presented at the prestigious 43rd IEEE Symposium on Security and Privacy next May. But I've included a link to their 52-page, highly detailed paper in the show notes for anyone who wants more than I'm going to take the time to share today. They also offer a far more user-friendly page on GitHub that turns their many pages of dense math into English. They start off by summarizing their work by saying this. They wrote, "We performed a detailed security analysis of the encryption offered by the popular Telegram messaging platform As a result of our analysis, we found several cryptographic weaknesses in the protocol, from technically trivial and easy to exploit to more advanced and of theoretical interest. For most users, the immediate risk is low, but these vulnerabilities highlight that Telegram fell short of the cryptographic guarantees enjoyed by other widely deployed cryptographic protocols such as TLS. We made several suggestions to the Telegram developers that enable providing formal assurances that rule out a large class of cryptographic attacks, similarly to other more established cryptographic protocols. Telegram uses its bespoke MT-Proto protocol to secure communications between clients and its servers as a replacement for the industry standard Transport Layer Security TLS protocol. While Telegram is often referred to as an encrypted messenger, this level of protection is the only protection offered by default. MT-Proto-based end-to-end encryption, which would protect communication from Telegram employees or anyone breaking into Telegram servers, is only optional and not available for group chats. We thus focused our efforts on analyzing whether Telegram's MT-Proto offers comparable privacy to surfing the web with HTTPS. In other words, they were comparing apples to apples. So then they go on to explain that, quote, we disclosed the following vulnerabilities to the Telegram development team on April 16th, 2021, and agreed with them on a disclosure date of July 16th, 2021. In other words, last Friday. They then proceed to detail the 4 primary problems their analysis uncovered. And it is deep math. But they said, for example, one of the vulnerabilities is the so-called, they called it the crime pizza vulnerability.
Wow.
It allows, you'll get this in a second. It allows for the arbitrary reordering of individual Telegram messages without detection. In their example, if the order of the messages in the sequence, I say yes to pizza, I say no to crime, were to be reordered, it would appear that the client is saying no to pizza and yes to their willingness to commit a crime. Now, that may seem like a trivial problem, but if you think about it for a minute, there are likely ways that it could be exploited and abused. But more to the point, it's never been possible to do that with our established protocols. It's one of the guarantees we take for granted that's provided by the protocols, by the other protocols we use today. And I'm sure that the fact that this should be prevented simply never occurred to the doubtless well-meaning developers of Telegram's protocol. And that is exactly the point, that it didn't occur to them. No developer can possibly take on the level of responsibility that's required for doing everything exactly right, because there are so very many things that can go wrong. By all means, roll your own crypto as a hobby. It's fun to scramble and then descramble some bits. Use it to chat among your friends, but don't put it into the hands of 500 million innocent users under the promise that it's unbreakable. It's not a promise that's practical to keep. When master chefs are preparing food for others, they choose only the finest ingredients. When I was developing Squirrel, I similarly chose only the best known and well-proven security primitives. And even so, I often stated that my various sphincters were tightly closed and that I hoped that I had not made any mistakes. Hope was all I had there, backed by the extreme care and testing that Squirrel received. But at least I knew that I had used only the best ingredients. So, Telegram did get its long-awaited analysis, and they learned something from the academicians who took the time to unscramble that wacky kitchen sink protocol that they had. And turns out, wow, yeah, looks like it scrambles stuff really well. But did you consider that it doesn't care what order things are in? Oh,
whoops.
Whoops. Again, nothing against these guys. I mean, it is too hard to do this, like to consider every possible thing that can happen. So don't use one of the, established systems that's already solved this problem.
Yeah, we never could understand why they wanted to roll their own. It just didn't make sense.
Did not make sense.
Yeah.
I think, I've been accused fairly of having a strong case of NIH, not invented here. Theirs was apparently even stronger.
Yeah.